All right, so we are live. I'm really excited, guys. It's welcome again to my Healing Vibe Live Q&A. I have this awesome guest, and so I'm gonna let you know a little bit about me first to see. Remember, guys, so you guys can know if you guys are barely tuning in. So she is my second guest, and I'm really excited to have her here. I just feel like this topic is really awesome. So if you guys don't know me, my name is Stephanie Rodriguez. I am a mother of 6 children, helping raise 10 children in my whole lifetime. So I feel like I have like a PH in taking care of kids. I'm also a trauma healing specialist with women's health and focus on hormones and a doula. So I really love this. Is one of my passions. One of my number one rules is that life is not perfect and it's okay. And we could breathe that in and exhale all that pressure out. And one of the things that doesn't make me perfect is my dyslexia, and it's okay as well. So I am so happy that I have the honor to represent Megan. She is from Vitality Wellness from Maui, and it's really excited. What really always got me attracted about her is that she is constantly on Facebook doing something and teaching something and just being so energetic and peaceful, and especially the background I just love over there, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. And she's like, aloha, right? And she has 14 years of doing this. So not only she's a yoga instructor, but she's also a personal trainer, and she goes and works with her clients, especially at work. Because if you guys are looking at my posts, there's a lot of sitting disease that goes around. And so she really promotes yoga in your desk. And the funniest thing, if you could hear in the background, you're going to hear a rooster in her background. And the funniest thing is that she thought she adopted a chicken, and it turns out to be a rooster. So that's one of the funniest things. So let us know more about you.
Oh, great. Aloha. Thank you so much for having me here, Steph. And yeah, thank you for that really beautiful introduction. So a little bit about me. My background was actually in gerontology, which is the study of aging. Excuse me, the study of aging. And so I decided to approach that from a more preventative point of view, because I'd always been one that loved to exercise and to run and to dance. And so that was really my passion already. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe I can combine my education and my passion and go into personal training. And then I went into yoga as well. And so it's been really cool for me to kind of merge those worlds of exercise and yoga and help people start to realize that they can do yoga anytime, anywhere. And even little bits of yoga is really, really helpful for them. And so that's been really fun for me to help people kind of realize that anybody can do yoga, and that yoga is really just breathing. And then there's other layers to it as well. But the most important thing about it is to breathe. Like you said, you just breathe it in, whatever you want to take into your life, whatever you want to take into your body. And then as you breathe out, you release what you don't need anymore. And so there's this constant cycle of us interacting with the universe and us creating our own life through our breath and through the choices that we make. So that's just a little bit about me. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, yes, very beautiful. Yes. And the crazy thing, I was reading that we do not breathe, especially when we're in the computer. Somehow we just and we're so concentrated, right? Like when it's in the screen. And I was like, really? That's crazy. I don't notice that. So every time I was on my phone or the computer, I did notice I will hold my breath. Yes. And I'll be like, whoa. And I'll be like, inhale, exhale. Like I had to constantly remind myself to inhale and exhale. And there's things that we don't even notice that we're doing, that we're like, we do breathe, right? We need to breathe, but we don't.
We don't breathe in our best possible way when we're on the computer, and especially when we're sitting down. So when we are focused on something, we tend to take short, shallow breaths, because that's a bit more of a stressed breathing pattern, is for us to breathe in the upper part of our lungs and to take short, shallow breaths. But when we're sitting down, and we're on the computer, we tend to get into that sort of rounded over position. And it actually kind of creates so much pressure on your diaphragm and on the other muscles of breathing that it drops your ability to take a deep breath by about 30%. So it's literally quite difficult for us to breathe deeply when we're sitting down. And so that's one thing that I have people start to do, is to do some sort of visual reminder. So you can't see them, but on my laptop, there's a star on this side and there's a little star on this side. And it's a visual reminder for me to sit up. Because as soon as you sit up, automatically you create that space, like a vacuum in your lungs, and your lungs just go and they take a deep breath. So reminders like that are really helpful.
Right. And so this is why I come to this question. What is sitting disease? I remember seeing it on the internet and I was like, sitting disease? Like, are they seriously just making up stuff now? No.
Kind of.
I was like, what?
Well, they didn't make it up. They just gave it a name. So basically what it is that because of how much we're sitting down or being sedentary, so being sedentary is basically being inactive. So how much we're sitting down ranges anywhere from like 8 to 12 or more hours every day. Out of a 24-hour period, we tend to be inactive for at least 8 to 12 hours. And a lot of that is sitting down. So that's kind of how it got the name sitting disease. So because we're not up and moving as much as our bodies like to, then it puts us at risk for a host of issues that are called the metabolic syndrome. So that was already in existence. Metabolic syndrome was already in existence, but they realized it's because we sit so much. So basically sitting down so much, sitting disease means that we're at a higher risk for gaining weight, especially around the middle of our body where it's a little more dangerous. It's a higher risk for high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high bad cholesterol, low good cholesterol. So all of those things are combined. They call the metabolic syndrome. And so that's sitting disease. It puts us at risk for these health issues that then put us at risk for chronic disease. And so that's when sitting becomes an issue, is that we have all of these problems. Like if we're not standing up, we're not using our muscles as well. We're not, our bones are not as strong, our joints are not as healthy. And so it's kind of this cascade effect of what happens when we sit down so much is sitting disease.
Right. Right. And then not even including the way that we eat, because we're so busy, and the sugars and the simple carbs, plus the sitting. Because I've noticed that once I started doing a lot more online and doing more desks, I could tell that I gained a little weight. I was like, it's like my clothes are feeling a little tight.
Yeah, I did too, definitely.
So you have to like remind yourself, okay, active, or like do something, or this is what helps me to stay active.
Nice.
And it's not connected to my phone. It's just something that tracks. And I could be like, oh man, I only did that many steps. Like, horrible. I thought I did more. I'm like over here like,
right? Stand up and march.
Yeah. So it's funny how we don't pay attention unless we have reminders or something telling us or tracking. Because otherwise we think like the same thing, like when I do health coaching, how much water do you drink? Oh, I drink a lot of water. Well, how much is a lot of water? You have to tell me how many cups you have tracked. Right. And they're like, oh, wow. Yeah, I haven't drank a lot of water. So
I know. We have this perception in our head that we've done a lot of these things. And then when we start to like write it down or track it, it's a totally different story.
Yeah, we're like, wow, pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I know you have your own Facebook group and your Facebook page. So what are you all about right now? Like, what are you more excited? And I know you said you're going to start something on Monday. So share more.
Yes. Well, speaking of getting us into the habit of moving more and hoping to kind of reduce the effects of sitting, so, hopefully prevent sitting disease in everybody is my mission. So that's my mission, is to help people get up more at the desk and move more. And so I have created my online group. My Facebook group is called the Yoga at My Desk Tribe. So it's people that are learning how to take yoga breaks right at their desk. And so actually on Monday, I'm starting a free 5-day desk yoga challenge. So every day at 7 a.m. Hawaiian Standard Time, which is 10 Pacific and it's 1 Eastern. So it's kind of, many times throughout the day for different people. But 7 a.m. my time, I'm going to be going live in my Facebook tribe and taking people through stretches and strengthening and breathing exercises that they can do right at their desk. And so each day we're going to have a different focus. So we're going to start from the lower body and make our way up. And so you'll learn all sorts of different stretches and strengthening moves that anybody can do. So it's good for any layer of any level of fitness. And you won't actually need any other equipment other than just your desk and then your chair. So it's really easy for people to do, and it'll work out to be in about 10 minutes once you learn how to do it. 10 minutes. I mean, we all have 10 minutes periodically throughout the day, because the research is showing us that when we get up and move, we're less likely to develop those, metabolic issues, because we're strengthening our muscles, we're maintaining our flexibility, we're bringing our stress levels down, we're balancing our hormones, which I know you're really interested in. So we balance our hormones, our immune system goes up, our sleep improves. So it's really important that we're taking these regular movement breaks throughout the day. So that's what the challenge is going to help people with. So I'm super stoked on that. And I know that you're signed up already, so I'm super excited.
Yes, I was like, yep.
Yeah, perfect. Good.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll definitely edit your link. And also, if you want to comment below after we finish, so people could have a reason how to get hold of you, because I know even though you're from Hawaii, you still do virtual like we're doing right now.
Yes,
like there's still a possible way to communicate, and that's the thing. Like sometimes we think in our head and our perspective that we don't have time, but we miss a lot on the phone, just there sitting there, and just we waste so much time doing not important things. So
you're right.
But yeah, so I'll comment to your link, so they could get a hold of you and contact you, and they could even message you if they need. But I love your Facebook group. It's super awesome every time I see you. But yeah, and the same thing with me. I'm getting a free ebook that I normally give my paying clients, and it's about how to overcome blocked emotions, because that's another thing. That's why I like yoga, moving your energy, but emotions also linger in the tissues and cause issues. Like there's some people, when I started getting into health coaching, people would come to me like, well, I'm eating better, I'm exercising, I'm drinking water, supplements, essential oils, and it's like, why do I still sometimes have this like wall, right? And it's just block emotions, because emotions could come from even long story. It's another topic, but it's like we could go on and on, but no. Okay, but thank you very much for tuning in. I would like to continue this relationship and talk, and I know a lot of people are going to benefit this little interview, because everything, all directions of health is so important to reduce, and you're so passionate and you just love what you do. And that's why I was like, I need to have her and to see her, and see that there's help out there, there's support, and it doesn't matter where you're from. But thank you very much. So I'm going to guys see you guys later, and we'll be putting the links in the comments, so you can always have a way to communicate with each other and stay connected and grow that love and relationship, and to support you. So I'm going to stop. Okay, guys?